It's game time here in Katowice. The Intel Extreme Masters has kicked the semi-finals off with quite the game. That's an understatement, as LG, after a double overtime versus NaVi, picked up the win, and now we come to Inferno. It's potentially going to be LG following the footsteps of Overpass into this victory. I am joined by Henry G, who's going to be breaking down the action as well. NaVi have managed to pick up that side's choice. They chose for the defensive side, no surprises there. And so, I mean, Flamey blew our minds with that pistol. Thank you for reminding me of that one.
Absolutely. Well, this is the thing. NaVi on this CT side of Inferno, I'd say they need the pistol here. They need that strong start. Yep. If they get the deficit and it's going to be Luminosity just grinding away at that economy, that's where these guys capitalize. NaVi need to be so careful here. If they can pick up the pistol, that would mean everything. We can see the buys are coming in. Guys, let's make some noise. The people to the left, let's get this second map underway. There it is. 4 sets of armor, C's on the diffuse kit, and we'll see what Luminosity are bringing in as well. They've got 5 sets of armor and going very aggressively up middle. Wow, look at this LG. They have just sprinted through middle and haven't actually had an interaction yet. There it is. Guardian is going to greet them, and this feels very Fnatic-esque, because here comes the wrap. They're coming straight around towards them. It's going to be Zeus who gets the first, and actually, NaVi are making them pay a heavy price for this aggression. Look at Flamey. We said what he did on Overpass. He's done 2. He could very well do 3 here, and he will. 3 for Flamey again. Pistol Master taking the helm of the round, and you said they had to, and they have. NaVi taking control of the pistol. LG, quite an audacious attempt, going straight to CT. Guardian made the call. They knew they were coming, and NaVi had a welcoming party there. Flamey, the one lighting the candles. Absolutely. Yeah, we said 5 sets of armor for Luminosity there, straight up towards the middle, 1 towards B, and it's just a brutal exchange as Flamey once again goes massive in the pistol round. Nothing but headshots for him as he locks them down as they make their way through CT spawn. It is going to be a straight up force buy coming in from LG, though. They have got Tech-9's, Deagle's head armor, and looking at the buy for NaVi as well, they've actually got 3 SMGs and 2 M4s, but they've actually opted for a more utility-based game this round, making sure they can hold them off with the smoke grenades and an incendiary as well. So let's see how LG approaches one. Fur has made his way towards the boiler room, and they're getting decent control of apartments here. And what I like from LG is the fact that they have got that head armor. So those 3 SMGs that are currently being wielded by NaVi are going to do a little bit limited damage, gimping what the CT side have brought into this one. But I mean, we've seen so many boosts before. This one doesn't even feel real, but just a standard peek towards that new box. As LG, they've got some relatively kind of minimal information, would you say, Henry? I mean, we saw Taco and Cold pushing towards middle and apps, and they've got nothing from it. They're just hedging their bets right now. Obviously, this round is so difficult for the CTs to hold off, especially on Inferno, such an explosive map. You can do 1 smoke, 1 flashbang, make your way onto the side. Unless the CT hits his first shot, it can be very difficult indeed. Looking like we will be attacking towards B now. They do have a Molotov and a smoke left. You assume that smoke's going towards CT spawn. Molotov the first oranges. Flashbang goes over, and they'll be going to the side. That's about to happen right now. And this is going to be the wave of LG, but Flamey seems ready for it. That's going to be 1, and look at that. Sees, laughs at Fur with the MP9. He's going to be stocking up, or is he? Because Cold has just awoken with 2 with the Deagle. Is that a wide open sight? You better believe it. 1 smoke enables them to get that bomb down. Guardian forced into a tight spot on construction. They've even got a weapon for it. Fallen, no armor, but an M4 to his name. Well, they do have an M4 as well, but let's see what Fallen can do with this M4. He's in the open now, should be taken down. He needs to be committing to 1 area at least. It's going to be Zeus who takes him down now. Coldzera, not really much to work with. It's a decent attempt. They get the bomb down and rectify the first gun round, but still, like I said, Fallen really had to either push into CT spawn or fall back into the bomb site there. Definitely had an opportunity to find that kill and give them something to work with, but it's NaVi that come out on top as Coldzera finds 2 Desert Eagle kills as they enter the site. I mean, that round would have been nothing without Cold. That would have just hit a grinding halt if Cold hadn't have just turned up in a big way. 2 shots with the Deagle, and it gives Luminosity something, a bomb plan. That's more than something, because it does enable them to just kind of set their sights on that 4th round buy. Indeed. Well, they can justify a few upgraded pistols this time. So P250s and a Desert Eagle and Taco with the Tech-9. Fallen has a flashbang. I'd assume maybe just 1 pop flash into a bomb site, go up together, and we'll see what happens here. It's actually more of an aggressive stance here. Flamey getting towards the car with the M4, wants to lock this down at long range, and there comes as flash for him as well. We're going to be seeing a lot of players here. He takes down 1 and still committing to this. He will be dropped here, I'd imagine, but gets another one for his troubles. Fallen does find him in the end, but they're going to be smoked down now, and the bomb has been dropped towards car as well. This will be the full rotation for the CTs, and Taco trying to rectify the situation. He manages to find 1, and Coldzera chiming in as well, but it's just going to be him remaining now, trying to get that bomb down once again, but NaVi capitalizing. I like that aggressive stance there from Flamey. He knows they're not going to have much to work with. He wants to lock them down before they have a chance to even make it uncomfortable for the CTs. And he gets the first 2 kills. It gets a little bit hairy, but they come back with the bombs dropped. Yeah, what did NaVi lose? I mean, they lost 3 members. It was a UMP, an M4 from Flamey. I don't know. Was that 2 rifles they lost there? Yeah, but you can see the money's okay. They've got Guardian back on the AWP.
I mean, it's not bad from nothing from LG, right?
Oh, sure.
So just keeping NaVi relatively honest, but this is that fourth round we were talking about. It is going to be LG with all of the utility in the world. That full buy, preparing themselves to try and receive Guardian. Now, he misses that shot. FNX is lucky to be alive, and that aggression from Banana has not been punished. He can back away with a smile on his face, thinking, where do I go from here?
This is the thing. Fallen did spot Guardian with that orb, and normally Guardian, once getting spotted there, he'd be rotating and kind of changing into a different position. He's actually staying towards B, and there we go, here comes the rotation now. Obviously, once the game's up and they know where the AWP is, you have to work out where you're going to be positioning yourself next. It's looking like LG now will be focusing towards mid. Colds are at the top, smoked off towards Arch, and it's got Flamey and Edward towards the pit area as well, playing very passively, allowing mid to be an option for Luminosity here.
Interesting setup from LG. So, 60 seconds. Guardian has got himself towards that short side. And Flamey actually is going to push through that smoke. Very aggressive from him, and actually he's going to maybe have to do some damage. Not enough. Catches him. He paid a heavy price, down to just 12 points of health, but I mean, that is a step for LG, and I keep my eyes on Fallen consistently because that bomb hasn't moved a muscle in a whole long time.
Flamey has been dropped now. The man advantage going towards the Brazilians. And they're just kind of biding their time now, seeing if they can bleed the CTs out. Any remaining utility they're going to have to drop now, but we're getting to the 30-second mark. Fallen with the bomb towards B. Zeus yet to rotate. They have got two players there still, but it's going to be that B split coming in once again. It's going to be Guardian retreating through spawn. He needs to hit a shot here. Doesn't actually land it. Somehow they get away with it, and he's going to make his way back in towards Library. They've got a real opportunity here to split the bomb side. Guardian not going down about a 5, though. Finds the kill onto FNX. And now it's looking like 10 seconds remain. They need to be planting here, but C's at the back, just trying to do what he can, but it's such an excellent shot from Fallen, and the bomb will be planted here, but it's not going to matter as Edward, with the rotation, gets dropped as well. What a round that was.
I mean, that hang in the balance of those 5 seconds. 4 frags picked up very, very quick succession from LG, and they pick up the round they had to, forcing NaVi into, well, dire circumstances.
That shot from Guardian and Arch, that had to hit. They had a real chance there. Had he just taken that one down as he jumped across, he got himself in a really strong position at that point. They wouldn't have been able to split, but he gave them some room. He fell at the Library, found one, but it wasn't quite enough.
He was lucky to get that one. He was lucky to get away from Library, just turning his back, turning tail and running, and now NaVi are on very little. Couple of CZs. That's the power of Luminosity, the power of FNX3, as he does mow them down towards B. I'm a poet, and I didn't know it, and LG know they've got a wide open site. They will just stroll on in, being cautious to check their corners. They're well aware of the power of a CZ on that tight angle, and so just process of elimination, Molly to pit, checking it all out. Fallen sticks around to try and finish what FNX started, and indeed he will, as that's going to be a bomb plant and a comfortable round of court.
Yeah, heavy stack towards B there from NaVi, trying to see if they could make things uncomfortable for the terrorists, pushing out with the flashbang, where it's the full sprayed out from FNX prevails. He gets 3 kills, and Fallen clearing up at the end there as well. But it's where things get a little bit interesting for NaVi. That's 2 rounds in a row for Luminosity. You can see the money isn't fantastic in the Nadas Vincia camp. They've got Famises, no orbs, no kits, 4 smokes, and no incendiary. So still a huge advantage for Luminosity going forward.
Certainly the advantage is in the Brazilians' hands, and you can, I mean, you heard the sound from Henry. That's no better way to say it, because look at this very aggressive investment from NaVi. 3 players initially, but Zeus immediately turning around thinking this hasn't worked out, and Fallen's even punished Flamey for the aggression.
That's it. Well, they find that first kill. It's NaVi that had to do something with this limited economy, and it's looking like LG now will be helping themselves to the bomb site. And Zeus doing what he can from the Library area, finds one, he drops Burr and gets a double as well, but it's Coldzera going absolutely huge here. Fallen chiming in as well, and the bomb will be planted. Steeds with no kit now, needs to be rotating in. 2-on-1, coming towards the top of middle here, checking Boiler. But the thing is, this is such a difficult retake. He doesn't know where the terrorist position. He knows it's going to be a crossfire. He's smoked out towards quad as well. He's just going to have to pray that no one's spotting here towards him as he makes his way through. Flashbang comes in, and of no kit, this is getting to the point of no return in the next 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, I think C's knows it as well. I mean, he's been given absolutely nothing. FNX just jumps for enough information. The call will be made, and then again, Coldzera falls. FNX there for the trade, and Luminosity are going to be able to take that round. Credit where credit is due, though. Zeus, he started in that part of that 3-man B stack immediately. As soon as he got a kind of bad feeling in his gut, the call very well made from one of his teammates, turned up on A and picked up 2. That round could have actually gone a whole lot worse for NaVi if Zeus wasn't there.
This is the thing, but NaVi had to do something with that round. They sent 3 towards B, smoke down at the bottom. They're trying to just take away that vision and funnel the terrorists up towards A. Unfortunately, it's Fallen that just found the shot through the smoke.
Airstrike.
And it is an airstrike, you're right. 3 grenades going to the bottom of B. They're going to be following them down as well, and it's going to be a complete clean-up there for LG, taking down both players. The idea is, though, those players rush down and they sell the rush coming in, and they're just going to hope that they're not going to expect 2 players to be at the top here. The game's already up, though, as LG have spotted them, and you would assume they'll be falling back towards middle here. Guardian with an opportunity to get a kill, does get dropped by Fur. And now the bomb towards middle. This is pretty much the round over. And after NaVi opening things up with a pistol and getting the 3-0, it's actually going to be a 4-round deficit going against them. We'll have a look at the money coming in next round. It's going to be reasonable. I'm not sure whether they'll get the AWP, but it's going to be much stronger than what we saw previous.
Well, 4 in a row for Luminosity is going to be a very, very testing round for NaVi. This league could go from bad to worse very quickly if they don't win this next round. And there's the AWP you are wondering about. It does mean it's going to be an unarmored Guardian.
Yeah, and especially on a map like Inferno, if he goes to face towards the top of middle, a very common nade spot with unarmored as well. He could be dropped very early on. He's trying to work out where he's going to go with this one. Not the best spawn, and it's looking like he will be favouring towards mid. I assume he's just going to hold towards Arch and play more of a passive play and just see if he can get that initial frag and fall back in time. It's looking like a heavy play coming in from LG towards a banana. Going to be Molotov'd out for now. But the CT's not being too aggressive here. 2 players there. It's going to be Seized and Flamey. Just holding off. They do have 1 smoke remaining.
NaVi can't let this round slip away.
Oh, God, this is scary for Taco.
A little nervous. Taco's so paranoid about that CT presence. The smoke's going to settle some of his nerves, but here's Seized holding the perfect peak.
You know, well, the smoke from the CT sucks, actually. So he's got loads of advantage. He's waiting for someone to kind of give him anything to work with. But they're both playing on the bomb side now. No presence towards spawn.
I think LG are receding because, I mean, keep your eyes on Fur. He's on the other side of the map. He's been very, very quiet with that explosive device. Same kind of start, basically complete flipping kind of reverse of that B play where Fallen just stuck around with a bomb on Banana while everything else went down on A. Same kind of thing, this time, however, to not much avail.
There we go then. Guardian, the only player towards the top of middle. As we said, unarmored, with now no utility, is going to have presence any moment now. We hit the 40-second mark as they are flashing towards. They're going to be giving his position away as well as he shoots after getting flashbang. He's going to be falling back towards the site, and this is a proper wrap coming in now. coldzera to get the first shot, but it's Guardian that takes him down, and now the full wrap coming in from Quad.
Guardian just plucks coldzera out of the air. Further has already taken down his bodyguard. Edward's gone. This is an unarmored Guardian, but look at the damage he can do. He's biting so damn hard onto the Brazilian. Zeus is there as well, and Zeus does wrap things up. Guardian, 3 crucial frags. No armor, doesn't matter. And Luminosity, that was a very, very important round. They could have run away with it if they had picked it up, but NaVi do stabilize, and now all of a sudden everything is back to a level playing field. 4-4, and money for LG is going to be equal to that of NaVi.
That's the kind of Guardian we want. The guy doing the close-range no-scopes, making flick shots happen all over the place, and he's going to be a definite thorn in Luminosity's side going forward. So NaVi do recover that round. It comes down to 4-4 here. We still have a relatively decent fight coming from Luminosity. No AWP, though, and we'll see what Guardians change it up this time. It's actually looking like LG will be going for an aggressive play, maybe a contact play straight in towards B, and hoping that passive mentality from the CTs continues.
Oh, but look at that, a blind Flamey finds 2 and seizes there as well. This is the first time this duo has been tested, and they're passing with flying colors, Henry. Just 2 remain in the blink of an eye, the drop of a hat, and looks like Fallen indeed has dropped more than his hat. His head now rolling, and Seized hits that shot. Cold, all alone, out in the cold on the wrong side of the map. He could catch Edward off guard, and that's going to stop the perfect round from occurring, but this one's a done deal.
Well, after seeing very little presence from the CT zone in the previous round, they thought, well, why don't we just try walking into the bomb site, have that surprise factor, and it's Flamey that shuts him down. He's been so fantastic this entire tournament, finds those 2 opening frags, blind, of course, but does step up in that situation and gets backed up by Seized as well, who finds 2. So now just coldzera. I'd like to start painting some sort of romantic story for you, Alex, that he's going to actually do something with this one. But
hey, you did it with Fallen, and look what happened.
Well, that was a different situation. He had full control of the bomb. He knew where the CTs were. This one is just a save for coldzera, and he's holding in the pit with 30 seconds remaining. I don't think they'll be checking this area. They're probably scouting out towards T-spawn. You can see Flamey just trying to find any signs of life here and see if he can lock down coldzera. But this last 20 seconds will be dead air, because I don't think they're going to find him. But there it is. NaVi do manage to get another round on the board here. It's going to be 5 plays 4, as coldzera will be keeping hold of his AK. Looking at the money for Luminosity as well, they will be getting $1,400 next round, so they definitely have enough for a buy, and it will be the round that breaks them if they lose it going forward. So I like this from coldzera, making sure he keeps his AK, and they should be okay for next round.
So, I mean, My question to you is, when you experience a loss like that, you know, you invest so heavily into an aggressive play towards B, you give it all you've got, and immediately you're just laughed at by Flamey and seized. Does that, to you as a leader, as a team, do you kind of steer clear of B for a while now?
No, it's because they're kind of just like, it's one of those things, right? Like they got the flashbang perfectly on the Flamey. He's happened to get 2 while he's blind. It's just like they're feeling the water out there. They're kind of testing it and seeing how it goes down, and they actually didn't go very successfully that time. Doesn't mean it's not going to work in a different round. This is the way Counter-Strike is built, but Guardian, though, he's changing it up a little bit. He's going the face down towards T-steps pretty aggressively. Does get away from it, just as coldzera faces as well. We are on round number 10 now.
We are seeing that T-side ult from Fallen. Not something we've seen every time it's been available to him. He's had plenty of funds last round, didn't choose to bring it in for that fast B play, understandably. But now he's wielding it on a round you've already highlighted will break LG, pulling out all the stops as it does look to be lining up for a potential A take. Keep your eyes on that CT. It's going to be one flash and it forces Guardian completely away. He's going to retreat to Library, and LG are taking control with all of this utility they've brought into the round.
Very slow-paced game so far. Just chucking some smokes into the key area, seeing if they can get a reaction out of the CTs right now. But actually be too effective. Flamey and Edward towards a pick. Guardian with the orb towards Library. He still has vision, so 50 seconds remain, and here comes the play now from LG.
Two unbelievably tactical teams are clashing here on Inferno, a map famed for that slow style of play, working for the T-side, and here comes Fur, 40 seconds ticking away. They are going to start process of elimination, but they haven't checked it, and Edward finds his first kill of Inferno. Takes down Fur, and it's a crucial one as well, and here's a second. Could it really be a third? He gets pressured by Taco. Fortunately, Connecting had time to land and steady himself before he picked that one up, and it looks like FNX, how do you win that? He had no health, 16 points, challenges out Guardian and finds his head towards Library. And now there is a kit available for the CT side as they commence this retake. Taco's got the back of his teammate. It may be a little bit sketchy, but they've got a hold here. And time's still falling away from the CTs.
Long timing, taking away Zeus and Seas. From the side now. Taco has spotted him. Great shot to take down Seas. And another shot that takes down Zeus as well. Sensational play there from Taco, stepping up, his teammate burning alive there on the bomb site. But it doesn't matter. It's Luminosity fighting back now after losing 2 in a row. They actually have got the scoreline equaled here. 5 plays 5. And as we go into round number 11, it's going to be Guardian back on the orb, but money's so tight for either team here. Either round will break them, so we'll see how this one goes down. You can see Edward just in the Famous, no kits, and it's going to be Guardian once again. It has to go aggressive and try and find the first frag. He's going to be defending one of his teammates as they make their way down towards Ben. It's actually Edward who has made it there. Now he needs to be very careful indeed. He does manage to find one, but it's returned straight away by Fur, and that's a problem. This still favors the T's heavily, especially when they have so much utility available.
Yeah, Edward, he could have done so much more with that one. Trying to match the aggression that Guardian was presenting towards middle, and FNX did get caught there towards T-steps, gets knocked down to 49, and I like what Fur's doing here. If he could go aggressive, you know, if he's looking for something towards Graveyard, perhaps anticipating that play from balcony again. Edward was there the round before, and look at Fur. He's going to actually meet his demise here. Zeus taking his time, but does take the head of Fur. So this is the advantage that NaVi were hunting for initially with that aggression towards middle. Now they find it thanks to Zeus, a player we've already highlighted, just has these rounds where he decides his team isn't losing today. Haven't seen one yet for him on Inferno.
Well then, NaVi still with the man advantage here. coldzera, Fallen, and FNX remain.
Oh man.
Seconds on the clock, and looking at what they have left, they have a smoke and 2 flashbangs. Looking at the bomb is making its way through the apartment right now. That's going to be on Fallen's back. And he's looking for this opening kill. Smoke comes in towards quad. That takes away the vision from the bomb site. And here he comes to play towards the pit. Can he find anyone here? Does manage to get the drop on towards Zeus, and that opens up the site as well. We have got Seas now all to play for. Needs to find a kill while his teammate rotates in.
But, I mean, yeah, Seas is locked in on the site. They know exactly where he is. Flamey has to get to Library and get there fast. Fallen's already taken down Seas, though, and it could be too late for Flamey, but this is Flamey we're talking about. Flamey just can't stop hitting shots, and 10 points of health. coldzera saves the day, but just by a gnat's wing. Luminosity winning that round and following it up with a pause. It's actually, oh wow, just in the nick of time. Cold winning the round and then proceeding to crash.
If he crash after that, that's pretty lucky.
Okay, but I mean, can we continue to highlight Flamey, right? Like, this is the storyline of the tournament is that for NaVi, he has been, every single time we're on the desk, every single time we talk about NaVi, it's, you know, Guardian, Zeus, they have to do what they do best, they have to just deliver, and actually Guardian's been rather quiet in Katowice.
I absolutely agree. Guardian
Flamey,
however, hasn't been the MVP, you're right. It's Flamey and Seized as well. He's had huge games, and like you said, Zeus on Mirage especially, he's been stepping up massively. Guardian, throughout this tournament, has been particularly quiet. Not necessarily bad, just not what we're used to with the Guardian levels, like what he sets his high standards towards. But this this map alone, he's actually been pretty decent, you know. He's actually got himself 8 frags. They've been very important ones as well, influential at the start of rounds. But we'll see how this one goes down. I said that round would be breaking either team, and it's actually going to be NaVi now that have been broken. 6-5 in favor of Luminosity and potential 7 as well. We'll have a look at the money. They've actually got around 2,300, I'd say, average across the board, and they're going to be getting 2,400 coming in. So they will be able to buy next round. So not a double eco situation, but they can't really invest too much into this round.
Maths with Professor Henry.
Yeah, just about. You'd have thought after 15 years of playing this game, I might actually understand the system right now. But yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, little by little.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? There is a lot of bright sides to this discussion surrounding Guardian. If this could be a new age for NaVi. If it's at the point where he doesn't need to deliver, and NaVi are sitting here in the semis, potentially the grand finals, if they do manage to overcome Luminosity here, then that's a huge, huge shrug off his shoulders. You know, that weight starting to leave him, and you can see just with Argon continue to resolve those issues. Everything has to be pinpoint perfect. So much on the line.
Absolutely.
On this map alone. Luminosity, double overtime win on Overpass. And I mean, I do need to remind you that Cobble will be that third map if we get there, but that is so far away, Henry, honestly. It's in a different dimension.
Well, Luminosity take that first map and double overtime. We just have no idea where this one's going. Every round so back and forth. It's just so much skill on one server. Both teams with similar play styles, just so equally matched as well. It's such a pleasure to cast these games. And we see the buy coming in. It's actually a force buy coming in from NaVi. I said they had enough to buy next round with that 2,400. They had about 2K average on each member of the team.
Throwing it away.
Okay, well, going in, we're going to be with the 5.7s, PT50s. I mean, Zeus has the Max 7.
LG were anticipating a much lighter buy as well. Look at this, 2 Max 10s. They just wanted to clean up, clean house. And this could mean that first scouting is going to render them a little bit confused because he's going to go hunting for Guardian. He realizes that there's definitely going to be some Kevlar present, down to 21. Zeus, perfect angle with his Max 7, you can see, but that nade's going to land or not next to him. Nades sometimes having issues with trajectory and the level of that stairs. Just keep him completely healthy. Let's see what surprise it can have in store. Edward does do some damage. They are whittling away at LG. It's actually Fer now who's just on 4 points of health, but from behind comes Taco, and Taco falls after just taking the head of Edward. We were questioning this, and we're going to continue to do so if that SMG comes into play, but with just 4 points of health, Fer's going to be miles away and leave the rifles to do the dirty work.
Yeah, we can see how low Guardian and Zeus are as well. They are going to be moving towards that apartments area, but FNX is doing some big work there, takes down Guardian, and now Zeus, not really with many options there. Max 7 in the apartments and 12 HP as well. Flamey trying to do what he can, but Cold Zero just reading him like a book. And it seems like Zeus now has to show his hand, needs to do something with this. Just hoping there's someone to walk into. This is actually a perfect situation. Fer on low HP will get dropped as well. But it's not going to be enough to take the round, I don't think. As we enter the 25-second mark, Zeus and C's rotating in, but the bomb will be planted towards A.
20 seconds, and that will go down, extending that time and giving the CTs a little bit more room to move around and try and make an impact with what they have left. You can see Zeus is clutching onto that Mag 7 after what feels like a kind of rather risky investment from NaVi. You were already, you know, highlighting that buy was coming in.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. They had about 2K on each member of the team, and they're going to be getting $2,400 next round. The next round wouldn't have been an amazing buy, but it would have been something. It would have been better than this. They do manage to pick up a couple of kills, and Zeus with the Mag 7 does farm a bit of cash, actually. He gets himself up to 1,900, so he's rectified the money that he invested. But 2 players remaining now, trying to do what they can. Actually making a pretty convincing case here, Alex, as they pick up an AK and the Mag 7 as well. Maybe this isn't the end of the world, as they do manage to do something with that.
Oh, if he was just one step closer to that bomb, that AK was gone. Zeus, of course, would have recovered it. But, I mean, yeah, making a case for that. All of a sudden, I mean, it looked like they'd done nothing with it, but C's patience does pay off. Playing towards brackets, and do I know what, Henry?
Them saving these weapons has obviously got them into a position where they're like, okay, we can actually do something decent with this. The Mag 7's going to be back out. It's going to be a PT50 on Guardian. Edward has a FAMAS, but they do have an M4 and an AK, so definitely something to work with here. So those last 2 kills, actually, and saving the weapons were massive.
See what impact they can make. This is the round that will test them. And look at Zeus, he's sticking with the Mag 7, and he's made it work! Coles goes down. Can he find more? It's a perfect position. Fallen knows it, though. Fallen, are you really going to challenge this? And Zeus just kicks up 2 kills. He really, really should not have been allowed to get, but LG, they're going to start crumbling here. Look at the damage done to FNX as C's just rattles off an entire magazine of his Kalashnikov towards that of Banana. And oh man.
Super nice teamwork there. He saw Zeus gets that first mag 7. They know exactly where he is. But the flashbang comes over from his teammate Seas, and he's able to get that kill onto Fallen as well. Brings it in to a 5-on-3 in a round. They were so far behind in the equipment, but it's not over just yet. Luminosity still sticking together. 2 players towards B, and we have 1 player in the form of FNX, low HP, waiting for rotations towards middle. It's going to be a contact play into the site, but Zeus still ready with this mag 7. Low HP as well, needs to be very careful there.
Well, I mean, he's done the damage already. Where are his teammates? He's going to be making the call, staying very passive. Can you really do this? He's waiting for Head to be fed to him, but finally Fer does take him down. It falls to the rest of Navi then to put the bow on this round, and his patience from Seas is going to be rewarded yet again. The bomb does go down, but look at that, so do the rest of LG. FNX 1.5 miles away, and Seas, that's twice now we've seen the patience of Seas rewarded.
Absolutely.
I mean, first he did it with the pistol, recovering.
Are you defusing? What's going on here?
Okay, that's...
I hope everything's okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
There was a little bit of a lag or something there. He went off the bomb and kind of like came
back. Like, are they saving? No, wait, what's going on? Okay. Deep breath, sigh of relief as we are going into the 14th round.
Well then.
I mean, in the absence of utility, Zeus and the entire Navi boys didn't have everything to be desired. And so he's like, right, I don't have smokes for Banana, I have a mag 7. Throws his body towards Banana and takes 2.
One of the things with mag 7, in most players will be holding on the bomb site. Like they'll be actually holding behind the oranges and hoping a player runs in their crosshair. You know what? Zeus is just getting up there in their faces, getting flashbangs from his teammates as well, finds 2 and forces them to come up to B as well. And it looks like we have got aggressive play here from Guardian. He's changed his position up this time. He's actually caught a no man's land here. Needs to be very careful. There's going to be Luminosity on the weaker buy. They've got Tech 9s and some body armor as well. They're going to be utility, but Flamey, hungry for frags here, is going to get the first one, taking down Cold Zera, and wants to get more from this as well. Time to retreat, I feel, as Guardian fires off a shot blind as well.
They invested so much into try and flush him out, and he's only taken 3 points of damage. LG, a smoke and a molly for the take. Guardian trained on this location. This just feels like it's only going one way. And you know who else is feeling that? It's going to be Flamey. They do just still have 1 flashbang available, and so unfortunately Flamey does find himself staring at a wall. That's going to evade that flash. In fact, look at that. You can see he's actually kind of indecisive. He's like, how do I want to hold this? Don't want to go close against those Tech 9s, and here comes Flamey. Just the one, can't quite control the spray, and now Guardian has to do it all. He is on new box. We saw what Seas can do from this position. He's taken the heels of FNX down. It does enable him to recover an AK, though, and they do pressure him. LG not out of this one yet, but the damage, I mean, look at their health. Surely, Henry, this one is over, but another from FNX keeps me guessing. And oh, good God, Fallen's got it. It's coming together, all onto a very low health FNX, but he's got 3. The quad on the cards, but the bomb's not down, and Seas knows it. But FNX! Oh, good God! FNX delivers. When really, you just cannot believe. I'm never doing it again, Henry. Never will I write out LG.
You've said that like 3 times now.
I am a jinx. I'm a jinx.
That was so sick from FNX. That last shot, he's got like 18 HP, out of position, though exactly where he is. Just goes to the face and rips his head off as well. What a bitter pill for Natis Vincere to swallow there. They're going down to a weak buy now, but what a round that
Fallen
was.
shot as well, catching him out, jumping on
I know,
truck.
as soon as I saw that orb drop to the back, as soon as Guardian let that go, I thought there's a chance here. This is it. But there we go, going into the final round of the half, but it's not done just yet. Flamey does find the first frag. He's going to be Molotov that position. Fallen takes him down, and we enter the 4-on-4 now.
This is one of the quickest rounds we've seen. It looks like that sparks something in both teams as they are just wanting to get this one said and done. The final round of our first half in our second map of our first semi-final here, Intel Extreme Masters.
You nailed that.
Thanks, man.
It's good.
But keep our eyes locked onto this play, because it does look like Guardian's preparing himself for a bit of a bait and switch. Fallen's going to be able to, or not. Cold Zera was trying to bait it out, but it's going to be traded by Fallen, so not the end of the world, but LG could lose another man. But what was that from Zeus? He was trying to get an aggressive peek with that, but Taco's just laughed at him. And if they could get some progress onto the site, look at Fallen. Actually, into library, going to be doing some reading. He's reading right into this play from Navi. Look at this, that's the dead seized. LG could find 9 here on the T side of Inferno. Edward's the only man that can have an influence on this round, and I say that as Fallen has got his running shoes on and is heading quite the opposite direction.
I'm trying to work out what Zeus is doing in the apartments area then. Like, they've got a huge advantage going into that one. They've got the man advantage. He's only got a CZ. I'm guessing he's trying to get himself into a tighter angle, more of an advantageous position, but he goes in there blind without any backup from a teammate, not a flash or anything. He gets dropped, and that opens up a window of opportunity for Fallen. And now Edward on the big retake gets legged as he jumps across as well. That noise sums it up from Alex. He makes a little squeak, and it should be game over here for Edward. as he's going into the site in his last round, obviously, but he can't really do much with it. Fallen gets the last kill, and again, such a back and forth affair here, but it's going to be Luminosity capitalizing 9-6 in the first half on the T side of Inferno.
Well, what is there to be said about that? Everything is just continuing to make me make very weird sounds. I'm going to just mute myself the entirety when I'm not casting.
So you're not going to say anything, not making.
So I stop making weird noises and jinxing rounds. I'm everywhere, and so are LG as they picked up 9 on the T side of Inferno, and NaVi are going to have to change a lot coming into this, and it does look like we're going to take another 60 seconds just to catch our breath. The players resolving any issues they may have, and we're ready for that second half of Inferno. I hope you guys are, and we'll be back in a minute to discuss this further. We have answers to some of the questions you may have about that 60-second disappearance. It turns out the NaVi coach, you know him as Starix.
Yes.
His battery pack in his microphone died, and so NaVi just wanting to make sure that's all resolved, wanting their 6th man present.
Of course.
For the second half of
it. It definitely helps. You bring a coach to the event, you want to hear what he has to say. He's actually calling for them as well.
Otherwise, he's holding up sticky pads.
Doesn't really work. I just want to call out that versus thing we have in the middle there. That's actually a mechanical wall that raises up as the game begins. How cool is that?
I want to see Chobra standing on it as it rises.
I don't. That could end in disaster.
Like fireworks,
mechanical failures,
smoke,
and him flying out. But that's such a cool feature, right? Obviously, if we didn't have that, the players could like look into the booths and like maybe see flashbangs appear on players' faces and stuff like that. I think that's a really nice little touch. I just wanted to point that one out. But yeah, just to go back to the coaches thing. Obviously, team game leader used to play with these guys in previous iterations of this lineup as well. So he is definitely required on this level with them. So it's a definite justified technical pause here as we hit half time. But there we go. LG do come up 9-6, and those last 6 rounds or so were so difficult for NaVi. They do come back with that max 7 round, but they lose the round after that, and the money's just in disarray as they go into the final 2. And it's Zeus who made the difficult play in the 3-on-2 advantage for NaVi. Gave his kill away and opened it up for Fallen. He continues his great form here.
Zeus goes from winning rounds for NaVi to not throwing them away, but making life difficult for them.
Our coach without a mic as well. So same situation.
Same problem. There you go.
I guess it's probably the battery packs have been turned on at the same time at the beginning of the day. They're both
sense.
kind of running down right now, but
there's now admins desperately running around like, has anyone got a TV remote? We need batteries now.
AA batteries, anyone?
Anyone? But no, while we do resolve, let us remind you where and what is on the line here. We are here in Katowice. If you have just tuned in and are wondering, what's all the hype about? Why is everyone saying we just may or may not have missed the best CS game we've seen in a very long time? Overpass was the first map in this best of 3. Luminosity coming into the semi-final with the opportunity to avenge their fallen comrades, I think is a fair way to summarize X Gamers Academy, now Tempo Storm. NaVi besting them in a very close affair.
Absolutely.
And now Luminosity did eventually, in a double overtime, need I add.
Yeah, this game has been just as close, right? And we are going to the second half here. Luminosity with a firm advantage here. If they were to take the pistol, that would set them up here for a 2-0. But let's see how he goes down as we are going into the pistol now. It seems like both teams are ready. 4 sets of armor for NaVi and 1 utility player in the form of C's. It's a very similar situation for Luminosity as well, but all 5 players committed towards B, going in very quickly now. Got full banana control. Now LG throw a flash over. It's a little bit scary for NaVi, but no one facing here, and they're just going to be making their way straight into the bomb site now.
Yeah, and those flashes are going to indicate the footsteps can be heard, and the 3 members of LG need to pull their socks up and get moving because damage is already being done. Cole needs to be careful, but actually, Flamey's already done 1. Can Flamey really make an impact equal to that of the previous 2 pistol rounds? It's questionable, but LG are at a severe disadvantage. That bomb will be going down any second now. It's going to be Zeus, the man behind the magic. FNX tries to find something, but it's only going to be a little bit of a delay before the round does go the way of NaVi. 2 for Zeus in that round, and that was a very necessary pistol for them to start leveling things out. We saw that they did pick up the initial 3 off the back of the first pistol. 2 pistol round wins. And you know, statistically, when you win the 2 pistols, the map should be starting to go your way. But let's see what LG have in response to this. It is going to be the full Kevlar for 3 of them.
It was an interesting pistol for NaVi, actually. Very simple, obviously. A smoke towards city spawn. Flashbangs got over. What was key about that is Edward making his way through the smoke, getting into ruins, and just pinching the entire bomb site and making things very easy as he found the kill towards Corals. But we'll see how this round goes down. It is a force spike coming in from Luminosity. CZs across the board, apart from Fallen, once again, who is the AWP player, will not be fully investing into this round. Just a P250 for him. And we'll have a look at NaVi as well. 2 UMPs, a gun that's coming more and more into the game every single event, and 3 AKs as well. They've got a lack of utility, though, that they can do that simple B-take once again. Smoke towards spawn, and then a flashbang over, and they stick together. That would be the most logical position to go in towards, considering what they have left. Going out towards middle with that lack of utility could be an absolute blunder if they were to walk into a crossfire.
And I mean, this is a pretty smart stack from LG in terms of where the round is currently going. Still so much time, and you have to keep your eyes on Zeus, see what he can find towards B. Fallen still waiting for him. But this is going to be the information play, checking their corners. And hang on a second, Zeus is going to retrieve something. Scout Zeus does report back. He's checking everything. He's like, I think there's just the one. As they do the dance towards course. Cole's going to get hunted down. He should go down. He does eventually. Edward not making it look the prettiest. Cease has got another. And this is where NaVi want to make this look as neat and tidy as possible. And just as I say that, the double F, Fallen and Fur chime in with 1 on either side of the map. Fallen, however, they know where he is. He's going to be happy to recover that UMP. He didn't have Kevlar. But, I mean, look at the health of Seized and Flamey. Those UMP bullets would do an awful lot, but, I mean, he knows there's no time. He knows there's no hope. That will be Natus Vincere picking it up. Needed to do so and needed to do it neatly.
He saw how that got uncomfortable. That's exactly what I mean. You've got so much to check in those situations with the lack of smokes and actual utility to work with there. So they went around for the wrap, and a lot of damage inflicted, and 3 players now dropped as Fallen does find the 3rd with that UMP. He could potentially find another one here, but that's probably going to put an end to his run as he gets double naded down to 15 HP here. Yes, he's going to be trying to hold on to this UMP. The terrorists have gone past him as well, so he should be able to get away with his life here. And NaVi gets number 2 here in the second half, bringing their scoreline to 9 plays 8. But Fallen, UMP, we discussed it before, definitely can be very strong, especially against armored opponents. We'll see what it can do here. Who was
the innovator behind this UMP? I know Flush was picking it up an awful lot.
I think Flush definitely has shown everyone what kind of power is within with that weapon. He's actually using it in main gun rounds and stuff as well, just to kind of help bump his team's money up. He can drop weapons and get a lot of utility.
Flush is a bit of a weird example. He picks up Tech 9s when he shouldn't as well.
And CZ, that guy loves it.
And so, 1 round for NaVi to tighten this to a full even game, and it does feel like it's almost a guarantee. You can see LG just with that preserved UMP, nothing in the form of nades, a P250, just as a little treat for Cold for being so good on overpass. But then that kind of applies to everyone on the server at this point.
Indeed. Well, it looks like NaVi going for that apartments control here. They are using Seized as bait just with the CZ, trying to keep the rotations. Actually a 4-man stack from LG towards that side. He's probably going to give the call to his teammates right now. Let's get in towards A as quickly as we can. And Taco trying to spot out towards middle, and that's going to give the call to his teammates as well. But the bomb will be planted momentarily, and the CTs won't really have much footing going forward into this round as the bomb does go down. Taco is setting himself up and trying to wait for his teammates to rotate in. They have got the UMP still, but that's about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, we've been kind of on this whole never say never thing, but LG certainly are probably shaking their heads, realizing that they've got very, very little opportunity. The only opportunity they do have is to do what they're doing now, and that's trying to catch some NaVi members on the exit. Try and just take something away coming into that next round. Oh, not going to happen. There goes the UMP, the biggest investment that LG currently possessed, and that was just preserved, of course. Now, talking of exit, NaVi are going to take that safe option. The bomb does enable them, or the position of that bomb does enable them to just cower in the safety of pit. And look at the pressure being applied from LG. They want to try and push where it hurts, do some damage, and force that bomb to at least take something away. Zeus is solo, and it's going to be finished off. Taco takes down Guardian. I think Zeus is most definitely guaranteed to fall as well. And LG, 3 bodies in the ground, managing to make a big impact out of nothing.
That's an impressive fight there from Luminosity to take down 3 players, but it doesn't really mean too much as we go into round number 19. You can see that NaVi will be able to buy back into this relatively strong as well. And wondering if Zeus has a weapon drop from me. He has $3,100 still, and he's going to be keeping the Tech 9. That's an interesting decision. Definitely could have bought an AK. Still has the money to do so, but opting against it. Maybe he's going to be used as the bait once again into a bomb site, but just wants to keep the Tech 9.
Or maybe he's just Bank of Guardian, and they decided that T-side orb is what they need.
But Flamey's got 5,700 as well, and Edward has 6,100. He's sticking with the Tech 9. I guess he is just going to be purely bait. That's all I can really think of in this situation.
Henry's struggling to justify it. Let's see if NaVi can, as it is going to be that 3-2 split for the T side, lingering towards B, wanting to punish anything that LG choose to throw towards Banana. But Banana control has been given by LG time after time, letting NaVi push up. And it's Fallen that waits to greet them if they do choose to make anything more of that control. And actually, just as I say that, just as I allude to a potential B push, you can see the stars starting to correlate.
We'll see what happens. This one goes down as all 5 players will be committed towards the B side of the map. We have got Fallen there though, with the AWP opening things up, taking down the AWP of NaVi in the form of Guardian, and going to be smoking them out of control as well. 45-second does hit, and they need to work out how they're going to go forward with this. Looking a little bit disillusioned by all of this. Going to be salvaging the AWP, and going to have to throw some Molotovs in towards the B bomb site, but making their way back towards middle as well with the bomb. So this is the bait play coming in. C's will be going into B by himself, looking to find a kill and potentially force some rotates from
Taco and FNX have not had any of it. They're not interested. They have got a firm hold on this A site. Now I'm looking to break through with just 20 seconds left. NaVi, keep your eyes on that clock. Fortunately, Edward finds Taco. That's going to be the breath of air they needed, and Edward's taken the other. That's the 2 defensive A players ripped to shreds. And NaVi are in a good position to get that bomb down. Just 9 seconds to spare. Typical NaVi.
Well, the thing is, the CTs didn't have a single kit here when they were going to go for the retake, and after it was Edward finding those 2 sensational kills towards the pit and the bomb site, you could see how far away the CTs were. So maybe that fake from C's was just enough there to keep the CT players long enough while his comrades did open up the A bomb site. But interesting round nonetheless. It's actually NaVi that took the first casualty there. Guardian gets dropped, and you would think that's a huge advantage for Luminosity. It would be capitalizing there, but no. Edward had other ideas and takes them down. Bomb gets planted, and the CTs without those kits have no real option but just to save these weapons. And I don't mind that. You can see the money isn't great there. It would have been a huge risk to go for that retake. But here we are in the second half. It's going to be 4-0 in favor of NaVi. And the money is okay for the CTs after they save those 3 weapons. Famises will come out to kind of balance the books a little bit.
So still haven't found an answer, LG on this CT side. 4 rounds off the back. I mean, you've had, what, 2, 3 attempts with the full weaponry?
Yeah.
My question to you is that we're hailing LG for having this very passive and then occasionally very explosive, like an aggressive CT round. Is that something that could potentially work against the likes of a NaVi T side?
This is the thing, NaVi are famously so slow-paced here in these situations. They are changing things up a little bit. You can see more creative play coming in here. The bottom is smoked out for B, and Guardian is going to be boosted up, but LG are not going to be waiting around for this one. They may be suspecting this a little bit too much. We'll just be opting out of it, and the boost is a bit of a nightmare as well. It doesn't really work out for them too well. And the time does tick away as LG now still starting to reclaim the banana area, re-smoking it once again. And we can see FNX now going to be smoking off through this break.
Still no damage done. And this is going to be the first challenge. It is just boost on either side of the map, and Fallen pulls the trigger straight into the rib cage of C's. He's gone. And he's going to be forced to watch on the sidelines as NaVi look a little broken off that one. That's the second time Fallen puts a spanner in the works on what feels like the precipice of a push. Like a couple of seconds would have passed, and NaVi would have pushed off the back of it. But now things slow down yet again, and they've got a good read on this. Cold's going to make it far too clear with that flash, and he's not going to go down without a fight. 2 with the FAMAS. Cold makes things difficult for NaVi. As if he'd have gone down, things would have gone very different, but now look at this, the man's not done, and neither of LG. Fallen's got himself 2, a pair of kills for Fallen and Cold, and first the one to put the cherry on top as we do reach another stalemate. 10-10, and they were on death's door in economy-wise if they hadn't have picked that up. Yeah, massive round there. It's the first one of the second half as well for LG. It's Fallen that picks up 2 and gets his 20th frag of this second map as well. He's looking incredibly strong, opening up the map time and time again, but Cold's error with the FAMAS kills as well. Massive plays from him, and this is something for LG to build upon now. They did have the 9-6 advantage going into this half, and that has been eradicated now. Everything tied up, 10-10. Obviously, NaVi do have enough cash to buy into this round. We'll see what's presented this time. Falling back towards the top of middle.
C's now on the AWP, in fact. So it's actually Guardian on the AK-47, which is an interesting decision. But obviously, C's is the second AWP as well. He can definitely be very deadly with it. It's just surprising when we talk about Guardian being this world's best AWPer that he's not the one in charge. They've only got one AWP.
So, with that AWP on the side of C's, perhaps maybe hoping he can bring something a bit different, a bit of flair to this battleground, because again, LG take the lead, and they're going to push where it hurts. FNX has got another one. What remains of the Spodek like that? And now, 3, Guardian, Zeus, and Flamey. As the night grows long, and the frags come slowly, LG prepare themselves to take this round as seamlessly as they possibly can, try and build up that economy for the long haul. They know while we sit at 10-10, there could be a whole lot more of this Inferno game. And it's an interesting split because it does fall to really this Flamey and Guardian duo to try and just somehow win out towards either short or long. Fallen's the one towards the easy arch, and that's going to be Flamey done and dusted. And now NaVi just going to try and kind of recoil from this one. Zeus trying to make an impact towards B, and he will. Cook's one alive, Cold's there to trade. And that is all she wrote. Luminosity are back in this and backing it in a big way. 11 now on the board for them. And it's a very interesting distribution of money for NaVi. Henry, like, how does this come about? Zeus 6.5, others at 1900.
This is because we saw C's buying the AWP. Obviously, wealth has been distributed, and they're going to be forced buying into this as well. Ooh. You can see 3 AKs, and C's, what has he got? He's just got the Glock at the moment. There it is. So yeah, he's got a late buy coming in here. So 2 Tech 9s, 3 AKs, but Fallen going aggressive, of course, still towards Banana, it seems. And they're going to be doing nades at the start. No damage inflicted just yet, but there were 3 players there at the start of the round, just trying to establish his Banana control. Fallen just in the corner. He's going to be backed up by his teammate as well, FNX, who's waiting with the flashbang. So as soon as Fallen takes his first shot, the flash will come out. And here it comes now. Looks like Zeus wants to face, trying to bait out the shot right now.
And it looks like Fallen is unfazed. Training his aim on that location, just back away. He's got his teammate to hold his hand, though. FNX was ready and waiting for that one, but didn't quite overextend, didn't cross the border, and Zeus is going to be able to back away scar-free. They know at least, well, he knows that 2 members are on B. So process of elimination does state that an A execute would very well, could work out with what they have left, but look at this, here come the smokes. This is going to be full from NaVi, using that utility to the best, closing as close to they can with those Tech 9s. Henry, this is about to get ugly.
I think you're absolutely right, the smokes have been dropped. NaVi making their way towards middle. They have been locked out for a while. We can see what they can do. They're going to have to push through and hope that Cold's arrow doesn't absolutely wreck them here. Apprehensive though, but Guardian does take down Taco. Here's the play through the smoke. It's Cold's arrow getting 1, but it is rectified straight away by Flamey. Bird doing what he can, but NaVi capitalize on the bomb site here. Fallen and FNX to retake, but they're out of position and out of time here as the bomb is planted.
Wow, NaVi. Where was that without the Tech 9s? I mean, that's beautiful execution on towards the A site. They keep the 2 players on B busy, keep them forced to rotate late and break straight on through. Big connection from Guardian as well with that rifle. 2 crucial kills, and now LG just sit and wait as that clock does tick away. Trying to catch NaVi on the exit, and they won't quite catch Zeus as he's going to go hunting, and Fallen's on the retreat now. Trying to take that AWP away from Fallen. It is just such a mind game at this point. Guardian is going, he wants that 3rd, he wants to take that AWP for himself, and Fallen's going to laugh at him. Now potentially a second one. Oh, look at them, they keep coming. NaVi get greedy. And it's going to cost them a whole lot. 3 weapons taken away when they didn't need to lose a single one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Obviously trying to hunt down the wealth of Fallen and the 7K he has. He does manage to survive with the AWP and drop some weapons here. As we go into round number 23, it's 11-11. And we keep saying it's a back and forth game, but it's so true. Each map is just seeming like it's going the distance. I wouldn't be surprised if we had another overtime here. It seems like every time these guys play, that's exactly what happens. NaVi, the money not so fantastic for them. We see Zeus on that Tech 9 and a good little on towards Edward as well. They have got utility to play with, but going to challenge that Banana aggression. It's been shown. Fallen at the top of the car. He gets the first shot, takes down Guardian, and gets away with his life as well.
Love that smoke so much from Fallen. It enables him to not only retreat safely after the peak, but peak with a little bit of an element of surprise. Cold is going to be the one this time babysitting. It was Fur before. And I mean, wow, take an early advantage. What can they do with that one? Because this truly is back and forth. We saw the power of the half buy from NaVi here. They come again. Fallen's got his 2nd scalp already. There's more. They can push through the smoke here. He's trying to go for the no-scope. Edward, turn around. He's straight through CT. But Fallen's wondering why on earth this all went wrong. They made the call. They know Edward's towards construction, and he's going to be causing paranoia across the LG side. This is such a weird scenario to be in.
Where is Fallen? What is going on?
What have you done? He's taken them down all 4. Flamey Flamey remains, and it looks like his teammates can do the rest, but Fallen takes B for himself. That was the weirdest round I think I've ever casted. Edward just walked straight on past him. Okay. Fallen just, you just keep on giving. You can hear me speechless, and I tell you now, for those that don't know me personally, that's something I rarely am.
That's very true indeed. I can't believe Fallen stayed alive for so long there. He gets his first 2 kills. Sure, we think, okay, that's fine. Smoke's down here. Edward runs by him. 2 no-scopes missed, and somehow still undetected, still staying alive, and gets 2 more kills. 1 with an incendiary and 1 with another raw kill there. Fur looking for aggression here. It's going to be a difficult buy for NaVi. They've just got Tech-9s and Glocks, and he's looking for that first frag. Fur now does do reasonable damage towards Zeus and Flamey. But getting some information, is going to be falling back now.
So while we stabilize off another Fallen round, putting 4 members of NaVi into the ground, we realize that this is a round that LG need to win as neat and tidily as possible if they want to extend this lead, because no one has had a real solid lead in this one. I mean, LG managed to overcome what was a little bit of a lead. 4 rounds back-to-back from them, balancing things out, and here we go again, and looking to turn the scales. This time is LG. They are ripping apart this one, and they haven't lost a single point of health, and they won't. No, I tell a lie. Fallen gets tickled by a Glock, as did Taco. But that's it, and that will be 13 for Luminosity.
Yeah, looking incredibly strong right now, and just grinding down the money of NaVi. Just every round, it seems like a force buy for them now. They're actually at the 2nd stage loss bonus as well, so not huge amounts of cash coming into the coffers each time. So once again, Tech-9s, Galils, and a distinct lack of Molotovs. Have got 4 smokes, Edward with nothing at all, and he's got no head armor on C's and Edward as well. That's massive advantage for the CTs considering they have the M4s. And we enter round number 25 now. We'll see what NaVi have got up their sleeve, but you feel like Luminosity building momentum here and maybe running away with this one.
Maybe, just maybe. Need I remind you of Overpass, where NaVi were in this exact situation. They had the lead, and then something strange happened. Maybe not this time. Taco's just the one before he's ripped apart by a flood of the NaVi side. That smoke's going to lock out Falling. Just throw the molly to just try and keep that Flamey on his toes, and quite appropriately, he is going to be forced to move because of that Molotov. Just the one, though, trading this time. They've got no nades left, but Flamey's already made a huge impact. The bomb can go down, and Zeus is going to be the one to do it. Cold, not this time. Sees Stairs with the Galil, makes it a advantageous situation, and FNX seems to always be present just when we start to doubt. LG FNX finds a crucial kill to level things out. There are kits present, and this is so very real.
Yeah, Flamey in a great position towards Grave Idea. You just feel like he's going to do absolute work here. There's the first one. He drops FNX. It's just going to be Fallen remaining now with not many options. If he pulls this off, it would be an absolute miracle. But there it is. The second shot from Flamey locks it down. Perfect procedure from him. Great crossfire setup from NaVi. A round they desperately needed with the Tech-9 and Galil combo. And somehow it sees, it finds them the entry kill. And they capitalize on their 2-on-1 situation.
That's what NaVi needed. And just as I was considering the mad prospect that these guys might separate from each other, that we might see a little bit of a lead go one way, NaVi just blow that out of the water, or rather, let me correct that, Flamey blows that out of the water. 4 in that round, and it just feels like he keeps on giving. He is the gift that keeps on giving for Natus Vincere.
This is another interesting round, though. This would be one that breaks both teams. Whoever loses this round could potentially cost them 2, Alex. So an interesting proposition, definitely. As we go into round number 26, Fallen back on the AWP. He's towards B this time. He has got backup once again from Coldzera. And the T's so far not really committing to anything. This could be holding back, getting control of second middle. No one in apartment so far. We're just shooting out, seeing if there's any sort of intel that can be gathered. We'll be jumping up towards Boiler Room soon. And there's the first pick from Fallen once again. He takes down Seized. Zeus now trying to work out how he can salvage this situation.
Time after time, Fallen is the one to draw first blood, especially on the CT side. And it's all down to that support framework they have in place. It enables him to do these rather, what feels to us like aggressive plays with the AWP. But he knows he's comfortable, he feels safe. And NaVi once again walk into his crosshair. That's Seized, gone. And you've already highlighted the importance of this round. Losing it would give Luminosity what feels and could be a freebie. But the round is far from over. 40 seconds, and the bomb is going to be orientating itself towards the domain of Fur, Taco, and FNX. 4 NaVi members preparing to make these last 30 seconds count.
Here it comes, the wraparound quad. All 4 players will be waiting as they come in. It's going to be decent Molotovs. Taco unable to face now. It's going to be Fur that opens it up, takes down Flamey, a key player in this situation. And it's going to be FNX stepping up as well. Edward trying to do what he can. It's Guardian stepping up. He comes down to a 2-on-1, but it's not going to be enough. Fallen capitalizes, and there it is. Luminosity with a massive round in terms of the economy. You can see how it's affected them right now. 1,800, 1,400, 1,500. Not really much to work with. A pause coming in now for NaVi. And potentially a massive situation for Luminosity. Natus, Vincere need to work out how they approach the situation, Alex. Do they take the eco on the chin and try and get 3 in a row on the terrorist side of Inferno against Luminosity, or do they force buy this?
Well, there's a bright side to both situations, right? I mean, you break LG now, we're looking at OT.
Yeah, but how do you break them with no money?
Okay, yes. What is it? 4,750, that's...
They got 2 players.
A glass cannon, Guardian, and just pray for them.
They've done that before, right? So they could get a glass cannon on AW.
No, they can't.
No, they're not going to do that. So they're taking the conservative option here.
Okay.
So I assume they're going to get some Tech 9s, maybe a smoke grenade flashbang, maybe just go towards B, smoke spawn, try and flash over, and hope for the best here. And they're actually fully investing. I thought they were going to partial buy. They're actually going all in. Okay. All right.
I mean, this could very well determine the entire semi-final.
Yep, absolutely. This is the one where I give Luminosity series point, not even map point here. And here it comes. We are unpaused. No rifles purchased whatsoever for NaVi. The tension's building in the room. NaVi gonna have to do what they can with the pistols here. And here we go then, round number 27.
What can you do? There's plenty of utility for NaVi. We know the power they can do, the power they possess with anything in their hands, especially when it is going to be nades. Higher on Inferno specifically, and already it looks like they're gathering ground, gathering some pace towards this middle area. And actually, Cold's there. I'm just noticing how much he's pushing down Banana. That's a lot of information gathered. I say that, then again, he has kind of hit the brakes. I thought he would continue to push with the advantageous smoke present, but no. Restrained, LG well aware of just how much rides on this round. They know they have the advantage with the weaponry, with the arsenal they're bringing into this round, but it looks like it's time for the execution. Things are being released, the flashes will follow, and the test begins now.
They're looking like a B split potentially here as well, but the problem is we have got Coldzera going aggressive. They're lining up for him towards B. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath, but an equal exchange so far. 3-on-3 now for bringing the favor towards Luminosity as the last 2 players for NaVi make their way towards B.
All eyes on Fallen. He has to hit this shot. He has to stop this before it gets out of control. It can't happen though. High in the sky, he gets the second flame, he's gone. Guardian with just the Tech 9, the bomb is loose. LG could make this 15 right here, right now, and they will. Taco secures it. The head gone of Guardian. And now Luminosity have caused NaVi to look incredibly weak. They took the risk with the full armor, with the full buy, and now that 15 could very quickly be made 16, and Luminosity could secure a spot in the grand finals.
This is it. All or nothing now for NaVi. Can't hold anything back now. Did I hear a knife come in?
You did.
Edward getting knifed just to make them a little bit more of a disadvantage here going to this round. Edward gets stabbed in the back by his teammate. Why not? And there we go. Number 28. Definite disadvantage for NaVi here, and that's going to help Luminosity's campaign there as Fur does turn out Edward is opening things up.
4 kills away. 4 kills away from not only getting themselves into the grand finals, but revenge for their, what feels like teammates, but brothers from Brazil. Tempo Storm, NaVi took them down, but looks like LG will be proving too much of a tough task, because it's about to happen. The dream is real, and that's going to be it. Who else but Fallen to secure it? And the Brazilians are taking CS by storm. They're in the grand finals, and they continue to grow and impress not only us, but themselves, as they are now ready for the grand final here in Katowice.
The talisman of Luminosity, Fallen, finishes that game on 36 kills, Alex. He had an absolute sensational performance there, leading them every single round, opening up frags, winning clutches, and just being an absolute thorn in Navi's side there. Gutting scenes for them. They go down 2-0 here and bow out of the tournament, but we do have Luminosity booking themselves in the grand final here. Is this the tournament for them, finally, to get that #1 spot?
For some, it feels like a long time coming for Luminosity, continuing to just day by day improve, work on their game. Hard work does indeed pay off. We'll see by how much later on here in Katowice. So that was semi-final #1. And NaVi demoralized after that. The 2-0 victory, that does not tell the story by any stretch of the imagination. These two teams, so unbelievably tight-knit, similar styles of playing, clashing. here in Poland, and there is a whole lot of support. We are going to go ahead and hear what they have to say. While the emotion is still raw, Choba is standing by with a very happy Fallen.
Yes, indeed, I am. First of all, big congratulations in order. You guys really battled it out. But tell me, do you guys just go in thinking we're going to set a record for the craziest games anyone's ever seen in CSGO? Because you guys delivered.
Yeah, it's always like this against NaVi. They are an extremely good team. And against us, I don't know why, maybe because of the way the teams play. The games are always close. The first game we had 2 overtimes, if I'm not wrong. And this game was very close, despite I was getting a lot of frags. But I'm glad our team could end the game.
Yeah, all of you guys had moments, especially in that first map, as you guys kept trading rounds back and forth. But I think the entire world went crazy when you had that clutch. You had that 1v5, alongside your teammates, and you just had all those scopes right at the end on bomb side A on overpass. What's going through your head when you finally win that round? Sure, you fell at the end, and were you worried at all about the timer?
Yeah, that round, while I was alive, my team was like talking about the mistakes we did. I had 28. They started talking about the mistakes when we had 40 seconds, and I was doing my way to long A. And when I had 28 seconds, I said, guys, can I please try to win? If you guys please be quiet. And then I realized that they left the bomb side A alone. I could get the plant, so I checked everything I could with the time I had. Then I planted. And the first shot was very lucky because I heard the guy call me, but I did mistake the first one. And the quick shot was very lucky. And then I just played it beautifully with the flash I had, got the second kill. So there was a very good play. I'm lucky.
First time, sure, maybe you could say luck, but when you get them back-to-back like that, you got to start questioning maybe it's part of your skill. Of course, you guys still had a little bit of a trade-off continuously going through on Inferno, but you guys bring out that win. You go 2-0. What's the attitude like with the team right now? Because it's been a long day.
Yeah, on the beginning on the overpass, we started a little shaky and we felt a little nervous at the beginning, making stupid decisions, not risking what should be risked. And I'm glad my teammates came back. They got confident. When we started winning some important rounds, I think Fur and Cold won a very important round as team on overpass as well. They had AWP. They were fighting the bomb side A. I think this gave us confidence to say, okay, we can do it. And then we went to Inferno. It's one of our best maps. We know where our strongest is, so it's not a problem starting on the worst side. If you look to Inferno, it's not a problem for us. So I'm glad I could make a good game. And I'm excited for the finals tomorrow. And one more thing. We revenged our friends.
That I wanted to talk about that, but I'm glad you said it. You guys did get revenge. Then last but not least, you said you're excited for the finals. You guys have been touted about your improvement, becoming a top team around the world. But how much do you guys want to be the team that lifts that trophy and leaves your name engraved in Intel Extreme Masters history?
Well, I can guarantee no team deserves will more than us. We wish so much to win this tournament. We have been on the road for a while. If you look for last year, our first major was here in Katowice, so it's a very special place. We finished top 8 on that time. And now making the finals is very special. This arena is awesome. The Katowice fans are awesome. So I don't think there's anybody who wants to win this tournament more than us.
All right, well, once again, congratulations falling on to your teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, Luminosity moves on to the finals of the World Championship.
And vengeance for the Brazilians as they come back. It was Tempo Storm who gave NaVi a run. They showed up in this game, but my God, Luminosity continues to improve. And Fallen, what a beast. This guy in this particular game, not to mention the impact on Overpass, this was another level again.
And on a map that they didn't have Tempo Storms leading the charge, right? They didn't play Inferno. So it's not like they didn't have any idea about how NaVi played. They could obviously look at other demos, but it might have been not as fresh in their mind. That T side from Luminosity was deadly.
And that's one of the things we always talk about is their T side team. This map used to be B for them and with Molotovs. You've kind of talked about how the 10 seconds doesn't necessarily mean more tactics. It means more time to play the picks. And it seems like that's where Lumi's kind of gone toward the ace side as of late.
Yeah, but we saw them try that, kind of fast B take once. It didn't work out for them. So maybe they realized let's just go with what works for us in this game, right? Going towards the tape, bomb side, getting the picks and so on. But I think in this particular game, both teams, had their good moments and bad moments. I think it's obvious that NaVi is struggling on this map, especially on their T side. You know, getting too stale at moments still. But what a performance from Fallen. I mean, the guy got 36 frags in this game with only 15 deaths at a plus 21 kill to death ratio. I mean, as we see right now in some of the highlight clips, most of the time he was towards B, towards Banana, getting a lot of these entry picks, but towards the later part of the half, he was moving also towards the A bomb side.
This round was so awkward to me when they actually got by him. He goes for the no-scope, and I was literally thinking like Saving Private Ryan when Upham just watches the guy go up the stairs and doesn't do anything about it.
Wow.
Like, oh man, I was like, don't let it happen. And then he made up for it. He got the 2 kills.
Dude, you know that movie, like that scene traumatized me for like years.
Yeah, man, me too. Well, that
was
when
a
Private
brutal
Jackson dies.
scene.
Yeah, I agree.
This particular scene almost traumatized Yanko as well. He was screaming in the back room, "Kill Fallen, kill Fallen!" It's going absolutely mad. I have no idea how Fallen is this good. It's unreal, isn't it? I really can't understand how he can perform this much.
It's his individual performance and his in-game leading the team at the same time. So he manages to do all these heroics, but at the time also thinks about the team as a whole, trying to figure out what NaVi is going to do next, what's the best call for his team, where should he position his players and so on. So for me, I was for a short time, obviously on a different level, in a similar role, and it was extremely hard, so I'm impressed by his performance.
All right, so basically, huge individual performance, also in-game leading, also architecting the whole of the Brazilian scene, while moving to North America, while being just devilishly handsome on top. I can't. This guy's
While
too much.
releasing lessons as well every day for Games Academy.
And holding a long-distance relationship with a girl who had
What is this,
like
like
8 months or something.
This guy's a machine, man.
And also
He's an
saving Africa
inspiration.
by himself, feeding the kids.
Yeah, makes the rest of us feel like makes the rest of us feel like terrible human beings. What is this?
I mean, I am a terrible human being, but you're right. It just kind of drives
For
the
different
point
reasons,
home, doesn't it?
doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, guys, the other side of this. I mean, NaVi, group stages, quarterfinals, semifinals. They've got to wait 1 more year at least to go to the finals. And this time around, it's the guy we normally call their hero that we kind of have to point some of the blame, not all the blame, but some of the blame toward. Guardian was a little bit flat today.
I mean, yes, I think that Henry put it really well. It's not that he's underperforming, it's just that he's quiet for his standards, right? But on the other hand, you had Flamey, another amazing performance in this game as well, leading the fragging for his team with 25 kills. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. Okay, we were talking about someone has to step up for Guardian, but if Guardian's being quiet, then it has to be someone, you know, helping Flamey. Yeah. In this case, at times now we had a couple of good. We see that more and more teams are going for this A-wrap through a smoke. The teams throw a smoke themselves towards library that cuts off vision, but then they just flash through it and explode through it towards the site with 2 or 3 people, and that's what caught Luminosity off guard as well. Won an important round for NaVi, but unfortunately in the following round, Fallen steps up with that huge round we saw in the replay. So in the end, Inferno is a map where if the CTs have a good opper and he's really mobile, it makes it extremely difficult for the Ts because they have to keep guessing where is he going to be next round, which means they have to spend a lot more resources getting map control, clearing all those areas, and then when you have to execute in the end, maybe you don't have all the nades you would like to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think undoubtedly, guys, that is the best rivalry in CSGO, perhaps of all time right now. They've now played, I think it's, don't quote me on this, I think 6 series, at least something like 16 maps, and the score is almost back to even. It's been Luminosity as of late that's been winning it, but incredible stuff. We all said 2-0 Lumi, but man, oh man, that was hard to predict, and that overpass game will go down in history forever. We have 1 more semifinal. Believe it or not, yes, we still have 1 more semifinal. Astralis and Fnatic are getting ready right now. We're going to get into it as fast as possible. So that means we'll be right back.
It's all I need, gonna own it. Running to the top now, I won't stop. 'Cause I'm